guys, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to the Wandering Reader. Today I'm going to be doing another weekend reads video. Today is actually Friday, so I am getting in there early and I've set up my lights even though it's pitch black outside, and I'm going to talk to you about what I have been reading this week and what I'm planning on continuing on reading over the next few days. And as you can tell from the title of this video, I am announcing that I'm going to be doing Vlogmas this year. So in case you're not aware, Vlogmas is basically a video a day up until the 24th of December. This is quite a big undertaking. I've thought about doing, you know, a video a day every day in August and things like that, and I've just never kind of committed myself to it. And I was kind of thinking, oh well, maybe December wouldn't be the time because, you know, it's always dark when I get home from work and things like that, so filming can be a bit challenging. But I just thought, do you know what, I've never done it before and I should challenge myself to do it and see how I kind of get on. So I am going to be doing it. Today is the first day of Vlogmas, so you'll be watching this on December the 1st or slightly after that, obviously, if you put this in your watch later list or whatever. So yeah, today's the first day of Vlogmas and I'm bringing you a Friday Reads. I do have a list of quite a few different video ideas that I'm thinking of doing over the course of the next few weeks, but if there's anything specific that you'd like me to film, then please leave that in the comments below, because I've still got a few gaps on my schedule, so I'm open to any suggestions. Anything that you'd like to see, like I said, please leave it in the comments below. So let's get into the Friday Reads portion of the video. So I have finished one book this week, and that was Say Yes to the Marquess, and this is by Tessa Dare. This is the second book in the, hold on a second, the Castles Ever After series, and I read the first book in the series, I want to say in August. I think I started it when I was on holiday and then finished it when I got home, and I really enjoyed it. So obviously continuing on in the series, this is a series because it's focusing on different girls that have inherited castles from this one particular gentleman, but they're not kind of related in any way other than that. And this particular story focuses around a character called Cleo, and Cleo has been engaged to marry a man called Piers Brandon for quite some time, for a number of years. I think it's been like 7 or 8 years, and he's been away on political business abroad. He's been home a few times, but kind of nothing, they've been engaged that whole time, but there's nothing that's kind of made him, you know, want to marry her, that kind of stuff. No, that's not quite right. There hasn't been the push to kind of get married, so she's obviously quite frustrated about waiting around, and people have made various comments about it when she's been out and about and things like that. And then she inherits this castle. She decides that she wants to break the engagement off, so she goes to see his brother Rafe and asks him to sign the papers to dissolve the engagement effectively. And he refuses to do that and says that, you know, I'm going to come and persuade you that you should marry my brother, and we'll come and we'll help you plan the wedding, basically. So him and a friend come to the castle, and they basically launch into these wedding preparations. But of course a relationship starts blossoming between her and Rafe, and the story kind of goes from there. So this was I want to say classic Tessa Dare. It's only the second Tessa Dare book that I've read, so I'm not really an expert on the style of her books and what she writes about, but it was very much in the same vein as the first book that I read of hers, and I really enjoyed it. I read it in one day on Sunday last weekend, so I just kind of sat down, was flicking through my Kindle and deciding what book I wanted to read, and I decided on that one, and I literally sat there and read it all day and didn't do anything else, basically, not until the evening anyway. So yeah, really enjoyed it. I'm yeah, I've given that 4 stars. I think I gave the first one 4 stars as well. It's yeah, it's just great romances basically. So I finished that, and then off of the back of that I decided to read the 3rd book in this series, which is called When a Scot Ties the Knot. And I'm about 30% into that at the moment. I have to say I'm not really liking the storyline of this one as much as the other 2. So this one focuses around a girl whose name escapes me, and I want to say it's something like Maddie. I could be wrong about that though. Let's just have a little look, just so that I can actually tell you what it is. I'll be impressed if it is Maddie. Oh my god, it is Maddie. Oh, I'm impressed by that. Okay. When she was younger and her parents sort of like launched her into society, she went to this particular event and came back from it pretending that she'd got engaged to this man called Captain Logan Mackenzie. And it's basically to get her parents off her back. She wasn't really a massive fan of going out into society to these events and things like that. She's quite a shy person, so she decided to make this person up, and then she spent the next few years writing to this man for show basically, and then eventually she kills him off in one of her letters, and then right at the beginning of the book a real Captain Logan Mackenzie turns up on her doorstep. So yeah, that's the basic premise of that particular book, and like I said, I'm not liking the storyline of this one quite as much. Yeah, it's just not really grabbing me. It's not, I mean, none of them are realistic, let's be honest, but it's even less realistic for me than the other 2 books that I've read at the moment. I just think it's a bit too far-fetched, and I'm not really liking Logan's attitude to things at the moment. He's a bit too brutish for me. Yeah, and I'm not really liking where the story is going, so I'm liking that one less, so that's a bit of a shame. But I'm about 30% of the way through that, so I'm hoping to finish that over the next couple of days. We'll see how that goes. And I'm currently listening to 2 audiobooks. So the first one I'm listening to I mentioned last week, and that's Smoke Gets in Your Eyes by Caitlin Doherty. This is a non-fiction book all about Caitlin's experience working in a mortuary at a crematorium, I suppose, in America, and her different experiences of that. I'm about halfway through that at the moment, maybe a little bit less than that. Really enjoying it. So yeah, she just talks about different aspects of the job that's been expected of her, what it entails and things like that. And I won't go into too many of the details because I feel like there'll be spoilers, and you should really go into it not knowing that much. But yeah, it's really interesting. But I stopped listening to that because for a little while anyway, because one of my audiobooks from the library came in, and that's Life After Life by Kate Atkinson. Some of you may remember that I did a video maybe about a year and a half ago now, where I did it was books that I really didn't like, and Life After Life was on the list. And yeah, so some of you may be kind of thinking, why are you reading it again if you didn't like it? And I don't know, my library had the audiobook copy of it, and I just kind of thought, maybe I'll give it another listen. You know, I just see whether it was a timing thing to do with kind of me not liking it, or whether I genuinely didn't like the story. So yeah, I put myself in the queue and it came in. For those of you that are not aware, this is basically a sorry, I thought I could see someone out the corner of my eye then, and no, that made me jump a little bit. Anyway, this is a story about living your life over and over again. So it follows this particular family, and Ursula is a baby born into this family, and it's about her dying and then living again. And it's like that kind of idea of sliding doors. It's that kind of idea. I found it a little bit boring the last time I read it. I really didn't see what the fuss was about it. I'm about a couple of hours into it now, I think, something like that. And I'm recognising obviously a lot of the stuff that I'd read before. So I think I read this about 4 years ago now. and I'm quite enjoying it so far. The audio narration is good, and I can see what she's doing. So yeah, I'm going to kind of play this one by ear, so see how it continues on, and I'll let you guys know what I think of it. It's a bit of a longer audio bit because I think it's about 14 hours, so it will take me a while to get through that, but I will definitely let you guys know what I think. And that's it for what I'm currently reading. I don't actually have a physical book on the go. I said to you last week that I wanted to read... oh god, I've forgotten the name of it now. Oh, that's it. It was Susan Wigg's Map of the Heart. And I read the first few pages of it, and I don't know, I not that I couldn't get into it or anything, but I just, my interest was pulled elsewhere basically. So I took that back to library, because I realised I had a copy of it on my Kindle, so I can just read it on my Kindle. So I'll do that at a later date. But apart from that, I haven't got a physical copy on the go, physical book on the go. So I'm going to pick one up this weekend. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to choose yet, but obviously I'll let you guys know when I update you next Friday. Or Saturday, as the case may be. We'll sort of see how that goes. So yeah, so I think that's about it, guys. So yeah, I'd love to have a chat with you in the comments below. What are you reading at the moment? What are you going to be reading this weekend? And as I said before, if you've got any video ideas for me for Vlogmas, I would love to hear them. So please leave those in the comments below too. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.